So to sew the zip, all you need to do is sew from the crotch curve to a point, to the point where you want to attach your zip to. So after sewing it, you see that there is an opening at the top. That is where we are going to be putting our zipper. Okay, so our zipper, I'm placing the right side of the zipper on top of facing the right side of the fabric. As you can see, the right side of the zipper on top of the right side of the fabric. Already I've cut my zip shield and zip facing. The zip shield is on fold, while the zip facing is just one single, it's not folded. And then I put an interfacing on both of them to give it a kind of structure. So now I'm just going to place the zip shield on top of the zipper, just the way I am doing it like this. So after placing it properly, all you need to do is take it to your sewing machine and just sew at the edge of it from the top to the bottom of the opening. Okay, so this is me on the sewing machine sewing it just like I said, from top to bottom of the opening. So after sewing, all you need to do is take out, and take off all the hanging threads like that, and then you work on the opposite side. So we have successfully attached the zip shield to the zipper and to the trouser on one side. So on the opposite side, we are going to be working with the zip cover. So just like we did with the zip shield, all we need to do is sew the zip facing, from top to bottom. So that is me sewing it. Remember to back stitch at the beginning and the end of your sewings so that your zip shield and zip facing are properly secured. So you can see I'm just placing it properly and sewing. So I've gotten to the end and I'm back stitching. Okay, then you bring it out again and take off all the hanging threads so you have a neat finishing. All right, so now that we have fixed on both sides, we have fixed both the facing and the shield, the next thing is we need to connect the both parts together. So what we are going to do now is to turn it, turn the wrong side facing up so we can see what we are doing, and then would attach the zip facing to the zipper. Okay, so now see me holding the zipper and the zip facing together, and I'm just going to sew it. So when you sew it now, you have the both sides joined together. They are no longer standing separately. So that's the next step to do, and see me doing it. I'm just sewing it all the way from the top to the bottom as usual. Just take your time and just, try to achieve a neat finish. So once I get to the bottom, again, I'm going to back stitch and then, take off all the hanging threads, and I'll show you what next to do. Meanwhile, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. Like this video, share. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed, become a subscriber, turn on the notification. So now you can see they are together. They are no longer open. They are no longer separated. So the next thing we need to do is to top stitch that facing, the zip facing that we just joined. The reason why we are top stitching it is so that it stays in place. It stays the way you want it. So just look the way I placed it, and I'm doing a top stitch on the facing. So I'll do it from beginning to end again, and then I'll bring it out and show you what next to do. You can see once you follow the procedure, it's very easy. It's not difficult to do at all. Yes, a bit technical, but it's doable if you know what to do. Okay, so now the next thing to do is to place it properly again, and arrange it. So now what I want to do is to make sure that the facing is covering the zip. Can you see? Covering the zip, but not in a way that it's not neat. Make sure that it's looking really neat what you are doing. So I've placed it properly. The next thing to do is to sew. You see, you always see that on the trouser. I'm going to top stitch it like that in front. So before doing that, I'll make sure that my zip shield is out of the way. I don't want to sew on it. So I'll take it out of the way, and then I'm going to just sew from the top to the bottom, just like that, the way you see it on the zip. So let's do it. Okay. So that is me trying to sew it, placing it properly, and making sure that everything is as should, smoothing it out, putting my hand in there to make sure that everything is smooth, because this is the front of the trouser and it has to look perfect. So there is no need to rush. Just take your time. We're after a clean finish. So when you do that, just start sewing gently all the way down. Okay, I'm making sure that the zip shield is still out of the way. You can use pins for that. You can use pins to secure the shield out of the way. So you can see the way I'm making sure that everything is flattened out and smooth. So when you get to the end of the opening, you take it up and bring the zip shield back in place. So the aim now is to sew everything together at the bottom. Okay, so you can see now that I'm making sure that everything is placed on top of each other. I don't want the shield out of the way anymore. I want it properly placed beneath the zip and the cover, so I can stitch on it. And see, I'm doing a curve just like you see on trousers. Try to get a smooth curve. Okay, so I'm done doing that, and as usual, I'll take off the threads that are hanging again. So that is it. You can see how simple this is. Nothing too difficult. So this is what we have. That is our zip. Okay, everything attached. Let me open it up so you can see. So that is it. So we have fixed our front zip successfully. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and subscribe. See you in other videos.